Hey guys, Dave Moore, DaveMoore.com, talking today about a holster. It's actually a duty holster, a level 2 Kydex holster. And it's this right here. It is the Renaissance Firearms Harrington. So as I said, this is the Renaissance Firearms Harrington level 2 duty holster. So let's break it down, let's tell you about the options, and then let's get my opinion on it. Model of this is the Harrington. Retail price is $139.99. Currently, Renaissance Firearms is running a 1 to 3 week lead time, which isn't that bad at all. That's pretty common, especially with all the custom-made holster manufacturers. This is a level 2 holster for duty use or range use, not a concealed carry holster at all. Level 2 means that it takes 2 steps to get the gun out. First, you have to flip down this hood and then get the draw stroke perfected to get the gun out of the holster. So if somebody comes up behind you or whatever and just tries to pull the gun out, it will not come out. This particular one has the Safariland drop mount belt loop for 2 3/4 inch duty use. This is the belt loop that are on most duty holsters that you see people wearing out there. Also, the bail, the hood here, is also a Safariland hood. So it's got good products behind it. This particular model is made for a Glock 34 with the Streamlight TLR1HL. Glock 34 meaning it can fit all Glocks, whether it's a 19, 17, 34, and the like. The retention is based off of the light. I'm talking about lights, he has a myriad of options available, whether it's a Streamlight, Surefire, etc., a laser, all that good stuff. He has molds for them, or he has the actual product to mold the holster off of. Not to mention he has a bunch of gun options, Glock, Berettas, etc. As I said, this does have the drop mount for a duty belt, but you can get it with a tech lock or even a leg rig. You have a few options available, also left or right-handed, which is pretty obvious. So getting down into it, I'm going to talk about 2 things. I'm going to talk about ease of use and fit and finish. First, I'm going to talk about the fit and finish, which I usually include the edge work, the mold quality, all of that good stuff. So as far as fit and finish goes, one of the main things that I look for in a holster, especially concealed carry holster, but all holsters alike, is the edge work. Was time taken to perfect the edges? Are there any snag points? Are there any mishaps? Does it look good? How is it visually, aesthetically? Is it a good holster? I always will take my hand, run it around the edges here to feel and see if there are any harsh edges, any sharp edges, any snag points that clothing could get caught on or whatever. And this is done very well. The edges are glass smooth, they're polished to perfection. You can tell that at the end of the holster process he put it on the buffer to make sure that everything looked good on this. Edge work, thumbs up, that's a very important thing to me. Another thing about fit and finish is the mold quality. How well is the holster molded? If it's molded like shit, obviously the gun is not going to fit in there properly. And you can see you've got some detailed lines here around the light and around the slide itself. Not to mention the sight channel is pretty even and raised up for suppressor sights. Now, he uses a 0.125 inch thick Kydex, so it's not going to be as detailed as the basic concealed carry holster. This is a thicker Kydex. It's harder to bend, harder to break, harder to destruct. Hence why it's a duty holster. You can land on it, bump it into things, and it's not going to affect the holster much at all because it's very durable. Now coming into ease of use, or actually using the holster. That's a very important thing about having a holster, is can you actually use it? Now, there is a learning curve to these level 2 holsters. If you've never used one before, then you're gonna kind of need to teach yourself how to use this. So going along with the ease of use is retention. This has adjustable retention, which usually I do not like, but in this case it works, because it's going to depend on what type of belt you're using and how much you use this holster. If you have it on too tight and you wear a normal gun belt, it's going to have that flop factor to it. You're going to pull the gun and it's just going to tilt the holster. Not going to be able to get the gun out. Whereas if you're using a duty holster, you know, a 2.75 inch duty belt, it's going to have more rigidity. You can have the retention a little bit tighter. So adjustable retention, I actually have this adjusted all the way out. I prefer holsters to be a little loose, easier to draw from. That's just my personal preference. You can tighten this down and get it as tight as you want, and you can also increase retention with that too, if that's something that you like. So as you can see here, doing a few draw strokes, no problem getting the gun out of the holster. You gotta flip that bail, pull it straight out, and it's easy as that. Like I said, you're gonna have to train yourself with these, get a little bit used to it. They're not for everybody, but once you get the hang of it, you've got it forever. So we covered fit and finish, thumbs up, holsters made very well. That thick Kydex is awesome. Mold quality is good, and edge work was done with care. Ease of use. To me, it's an easy holster to draw from. It's not too tight, not too loose. You can get it just Goldilocks for however you want it. And the bail's smooth. Obviously, he's using Safari Land belt loops and hoods here, so you know it's good products involved with that. Some other pros to go with it: you've got a myriad of guns that you can use, you've got a myriad of lights that you can use, and you've got options. You've got the tech lock, the leg rigger, or this drop belt mount here, so you have options available to you. Now, not everything is a pro though. There are a few cons. So the first con is the price. The price is $139.99. It's a little bit expensive, being that you can get a Safari Land level 2 or 3 regular duty holster for that same price, if not cheaper. So the price is up there a little bit, but if you have the money and you want a Kydex level 2 holster, then I would recommend going for this. Another con is how it's made for the Glock 34. I like my holsters to be molded to my gun. I want a Glock 19 holster with a threaded barrel and a Streamlight TLR1 HL. I want that contour of my gun in it exactly. Though it doesn't really matter because my gun fits in this. Even a Glock 17 with a threaded barrel would probably fit in this fine. So you have more options available to you. I'm just weird. I like the gun or the holster to be shaped to the gun, made specifically for that gun. Although it's not going to change the footprint on this, and it doesn't really matter because it's an outside the waistband duty holster. You're not really worrying about how big or how small the holster is. And that's really the cons that I have. No big deal, really. But you've got those pros behind you. It's made well, it's durable, it's got quality parts, and it just works. Easy to use, easy to draw from. Nothing more than that. The cons, those are something that you're going to need to think about, but maybe they'll affect your decision, maybe they won't, but they're there for you, and now you know. So that's really all I got. This is the Renaissance Firearms Harrington, RenaissanceFirearms.com. Level 2 duty holster or range holster. Retails for $139.99, and you've got a bunch of options available to you. So whatever gun, whatever light, whatever laser even that you have, he probably has a mold for it and a way to make it. So that's all I got for today, guys. Keep shooting.
Yeah.